So yeah, after yesterday's game, like it's very, very clear that the Fever got completely robbed by the refs. Like we all kind of know that. I don't know what it was, whether it was the booze. It was like every single time the referee blew a whistle for the Fever, they got booed. There was a boo and they got shook. They got shook. Like even at the end of the game, Caitlin Clark took an elbow to the face, and they said they were considering whether or not they should overturn it and turn it into a defensive foul. Like she took an elbow to the face. It's one of those things now where they got spooked. They got absolutely spooked. Like, and it really was one of these things where the Valks played the game. The Indiana Fever played a game. The Valks played the game that the referee. The Valks controlled how the game was refereed. They set the tempo early. Like Caitlin Clark got hand checked on every single drive. Like they literally just had a hand on her hip. Her hand, she was constantly being pushed. But because they were doing it from start to finish, it was just physical defense. Whereas because the Fever weren't physical, it became, okay, they're a soft team, so every time they make contact, it has to be a foul. Like it's a tale as old as time. That being said, we're gonna have to take a look at some of these clips right here, and you can watch this. I'm not gonna play the commentary. I'm gonna talk over it myself. I'm just gonna use this as the clips being put together. But I think it's like Benjamin Brown. I think it's ESP Ben. He broke it down. Some of these plays, and I'm like, the funniest thing is someone literally goes, this is a bad video, make the point, these were all fouls. Like, no, they weren't. So Caitlin Clark has a ball in the wing. People are like, it's a landing zone foul. She got cleaned out of it in the air. Like she was in the air and Kyla Charles leaned into her, and it's like, that is a flagrant one. That's the same difference. You can't, they're like, oh, it wasn't a landing zone because her foot wasn't there. She got cleaned out of it in the air. You can't take someone out of it in the air. Kia Stokes, again, this is my favorite clip, is that Kia Stokes grabs Caitlin with two hands, and then Caitlin flops backwards. Like, Caitlin Clark flops backwards, and everyone's like, this is a clip's gone viral, being like, look at Caitlin Clark flopping. There's two hands on her. The problem is, when it comes down to it, is that I don't think that that this one right here, I think it's okay if you don't want to call this a foul. But if this isn't a foul, then why is everything so soft on the Fever? Why are the Fever getting called for phantom fouls? And it was just an inconsistency. Like, they refed the Valks like it was 2024. Kelsey Mitchell got called for a charge here. She got called for a charge. She got, no, I don't understand. Also, Aaliyah got called for a charge on this. Aaliyah barely touched her. Like, she barely touched her and she just flopped. Again, Amiher spent the whole game flopping and she drew 3 charges on Aaliyah. Aaliyah, again, doesn't touch her and she just falls to the ground. She barely touched her. They're fighting for post position. So every time there was contact, they fell. I think, by the way, Caitlin flailed massively on Ceci Zandalasini. Caitlin flopped hilariously on Ceci. No call. And it's like, you're allowing one team to flop, you're not allowing another team to flop. And none of them should have been fouls. Caitlin's flop, they did the right thing by not flopping Caitlin. If Caitlin did what she did in Europe, she's being teed up. As was Letitia Amiher here. Monique Billings just got called for a foul because Veronica Burton tripped over her own feet. Burton literally tripped over her own feet on a behind the back, and Mo Billings got called for a foul. Sophie Cunningham does not touch her here. And the referees were like, no, she got her arm. She doesn't touch her. She does not touch Janelle Salon. At all. These are key moments of the game. And then she gets hacked by 3 of them. She's getting fouled by Salon, and then Gabby Williams just grabs her arm. She's getting blocking foul. Gabby Williams grabs her arm. And then afterwards, she's like, oh, this is a foul. Let's just fuck it out of bounds. Somehow, no call. This isn't a foul. I have to say, this isn't a foul. I don't know why they're talking about it here. Caitlin has her hand straight up. That's just good defense. That's just really good defense by Caitlin Clark. There's no foul there. Veronica Burton is going head down to the basket. Bang, bang, bang. Shoots a good fadeaway. Burton's just stronger. That is as much as Caitlin can possibly do on defense in that scenario. But again here, I get if she flops. Gabby Williams pulls a Caitlin Clark. She pulls the Caitlin Clark. Like, every time Caitlin does that, has done that this season, it's been a foul. Every single time this season Caitlin has done that, it's been a foul. Caitlin just got called for a foul for nothing. She didn't touch her. She actually didn't touch Kia Stokes. It's an out of bounds play anyway. Like, she doesn't touch Kia Stokes here. That's all Maisha Hines-Allen's arm. That's all her arm. There's no ball. Veronica Burton had multiple of her 5 blocks where she went nowhere near the ball. It was Wemby type shit. Where Wemby is known as this great defender. So if you go for a layup and Wemby hits you here, the referees assume he's got ball. Like, Veronica Burton got the benefit of about 8 reputation calls in that game. About 8 reputational calls. Aaliyah doesn't go near her, and it's a late whistle. Aaliyah she misses a layup, and Aaliyah doesn't go near her, it's a late whistle. Like, come on. And this is so harsh to call. 2 minutes to go in the game. It's a 1-point game. That is a foul. That is a foul. I don't know why you're looking at it. But the problem is that this is how Veronica Burton defended Caitlin Clark every time she touched the ball. Veronica Burton had a hand on Caitlin Clark's hip every time she touched the ball. And that was the problem. If the Fever went near a player, Veronica Burton in this scenario would have had one hand on Caitlin's hip and then swiped with the right arm and got a block, and it was given as a block every single time. It is a reputational thing. The refs allowed the Golden State Valkyries to dictate the game based on reputation of being tough defenders. It's the Lou Dort shit. It's the Stephon Castle shit that's going on even for the Spurs right now. Like, that is a foul. But it was not called either way. Also, Janelle Salon just shoves Lexi Hull. Like, I understand this is a weight room type thing, but it's got to go both ways. It's got to go both ways. Like, it has got to go both ways. You cannot allow one team be extra physical and the other team get calls for phantom fouls. It has to go both ways. If you want to make it a physical game, it's a physical game. If you want to call a game tight, you call a game tight. You cannot call a game tight for one team and let it be physical for another team. And again, this is a flagrant foul. I actually don't care. I don't care what anyone says. You cannot elbow somebody in the face. It looked worse. Like, you cannot elbow somebody in the face. You can't. That is a flagrant foul. That is a flagrant. You cannot. It is an unlucky flagrant, but you cannot elbow somebody in the face. And you know if that was a Fever player, it would be called. Because she gets the first... Veronica Burton had already gotten Caitlin Clark. She had already fouled Caitlin Clark. Then Caitlin kind of steps into her, and she gets her. You cannot do this. You cannot get someone an elbow to the face. There's no such thing as incidental elbows to the face. That is a flagrant or a technical foul or something. It should have been. That's what it should have been. It was an off the ball. It is one of those things where there were a lot of calls that affected the game. And the scary thing is that as bad as it was, and it was a 3-point game, and you can say the refs absolutely screwed the Fever lost that game. Like, Aaliyah was bad. Caitlin was terrible. Kelsey was the worst of the 3. And somehow, like, they nearly did it. They had multiple opportunities to go and pull it off. But yeah, it was a disappointing game and a horribly refereed game. A horribly refereed game from start to finish. But like, the Valkyries absolutely pulled off the dark arts in the game. And look, when it comes to the playoffs, I still take the Fever in the playoff series over this team. Like, it took the Valkyries, the Valkyries pulling off the dark arts for 4 quarters and the referees believing them. If the game toughens up in the playoffs, the Fever are going to expect it. The Fever aren't going to be out there hoping for freedom moving. The Fever are going to have to match physicality. Like, I still think if this is a playoff series, the Fever win. And yeah, overall, a weird game, but a horribly refereed game in favor of the Valkyries.